Void. Okay.
Yeah,
For the Sunstrike, but okay, it's not on their team anymore. See you later.
indeed.
It's probably gonna be. I think it's like safe lane faces Void because there's a Doom, and Doom is gonna be off lane. I don't really think Doom on the safe lane is very good for the whole team because he doesn't like I mentioned the last game. He's not very good at helping the support to kill the offlaner early on before he gets his ultimate. Early on, he just runs in and right clicks with his Scorcher, which doesn't really help secure the kill. I mean, it helps zoning, but the offlane still gets a lot of experience if you run a safe lane Doom. I mean, Void it's a little better because you can time walk over and start hitting, right clicking, and bashing the target. At least it's much better than the Doom. It's much more helpful. But with the Void safe lane, you would almost most of the time want to run two lane supports instead of trying to be greedy with one jungling support. Usually with Void, you just safe lane, you just want to have two strong lane supports to make sure that the Void doesn't have too much trouble against the offlaner.
Yeah, and it really does depend who that offlaner is, because a lot of offlaners Void just beats 1v1. A lot of these melee heroes, but
Wow, it's like they are, okay, they have Void. We want to take away Witch Doctor from them, and then before that was EG saying, oh no, they have Invoker, they have Sunstrike Arrow plus Chronosphere. We're gonna pick Void.
yeah.
I'm denying your hero. You're denying my hero.
Yeah, it's the block pick.
The block pick.
They don't really have anything to set up perfectly for the Witch Doctor ultimate though, and it's where like you want to wait for the chrono and then try to drop it. If you just go in first, it's definitely getting canceled off the bat.
Yeah, EG has a lot of stuff to kill in the Chronosphere already. The wards can be hitting the outside of the Chronosphere. There's Ice Blast and Doom just dooms whatever, whoever is outside the Chronosphere. And it's like instantly 2 to 3 heroes already fully disabled from that.
Great follow up for this Chronosphere with the Ancient Apparition
I feel like you need a Wraith King for this.
for
Two
EG.
lives. No, for HGT, you need
Oh
two
yeah,
lives to deal with the Chrono and the Doom.
yeah.
I mean, 2 lives is not even enough.
Wraith King wouldn't be bad here. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
a
it's
good
like
setup
Wraith.
stun as well.
They can do like Wraith King, Witch Doctor, Mirana as a trialing if they want to go and contest the EG safe lane against the Void, and you can have the Invoker with Sunstrike on the safe lane and Brew on the middle lane. And I think all the lanes are very solid.
And it's also nice on the Dire side to work
Oh
towards
no,
Roche.
Wraith King, no,
EG, we're ready for that one, Winter. And so are you,
no,
apparently.
Wraith King is gone. The King is gone. They
Hmm.
want Dire as well. Wraith King is always good on Dire side.
Yeah,
Lifesteal.
I just said that. You're not even listening to me. God.
You're mad.
I'm
You're mad,
mad.
bro.
I'm a little salty right now.
But HGT, maybe they can go for something else. Maybe if they want to run the Mirana as a core, I think it's not too bad. They can go for another support that has a good setup like the Shadow Demon, like you mentioned before. Shadow Demon, Witch Doctor, and Mirana and contest the trialing if they want to. But Mirana as a core, I personally don't feel that it's too strong. I mean, I feel the hero actually excels more as a support position. But if they are gonna do aggressive trialing, I guess it's sort of still okay for them. As long as you're not doing some safe lane farming Mirana, I think it's fine.
Yeah, it really could be one, but
I don't know.
depends on this last pick.
Safe lane farming Mirana is very underwhelming in my opinion.
Oh, I
You're, tra-
agree, but you
you're
know they don't
trading
they
with
don't
a
they don't
void.
have that last hero yet, and it could be one. We'll see if
Yeah, I
they
think
want to.
Shadow Demon is actually quite good here. If they can use it for protecting the guy in the chrono. What? This is
Oh.
new.
Huh.
I guess they're gonna still fight the lane because CK is very strong at killing supports like Shaman. You can catch them with the related rift. Easy for the rest of his team to just follow up there. I guess
And
it's gonna
NH
be
apparition, he's quite good
yeah,
versus that.
yeah. I think it's quite strong. They're trying Mirana, Witch Doctor, and CK. They can definitely contest, and it's very good at catching like Void at low levels with 1 level time walk. You are not gonna escape away from the CK if you don't fly into a tree.
Yeah, and CK has really good move speed as well, so very difficult to get away from him.
325, second fastest.
And I mean, it's kind of ridiculous early on because he's also a tanky strength hero who does a ton of damage.
Yeah,
Although,
but he has no mana pool. That's the
yeah,
issue with that hero. That's why without Io, usually teams don't pick this hero alone. You always come with Io because Io fixes his problem.
it's okay, Winter. Uh huh.
Aha!
TA. An Arteezy PA, maybe even going mid. This was Rabbit was playing a lot of solo mid PA for LGD a couple months back.
What is going on? It's so farm orientated, but I guess PA is, you know, sort of a hero that can fight early. So you don't need much farm.
PA is deceptively strong in the laning stage, especially with something like Chilling Touch at its side.
Oh yeah, definitely, because you have attack speed from the Phantom Strike, and you don't care about the slow from the Chilling Touch, attack speed slow. But looking at their lanes, they are gonna have, assume PA mid against Brew or Invoker. Should be Invoker.
Really poor man shield for Artesian. Is getting pulled tangos. And on that note, let's jump into game number 2, guys, of this best of 3. EG actually already played game 1, and they won game 1 convincingly, around a 28-minute victory, I believe. And we'll introduce them now. Zai playing support, and that puts Fear back onto a core role. Last game, he was the support shaman, and he'll be playing the Doom. Arteezy handling the PA. Universe on the Void, and last but not least, we're going to have PPD bring up the Rose Ancient Apparition while Smoke Gang comes, and they look for Arteezy now. He hasn't skilled anything yet. It's going to be a 1-second stun, not the longer time one that they wanted. Universe time walking forward. He dodges over an arrow. He's basically in the Matrix right now, and that leaves Icy all alone with Chilling Touch damage there. They'll easily get the kill. My goodness. It almost was an arrow that hit the Void, but Universe just time walked right through it, right as it was about to connect.
I actually disconnected. Sorry.
Okay, it was a great time walk, man. I don't know if he intended to dodge that arrow, but he certainly did.
Are they looking to go for aggressive trialing actually?
Oh, they're still going aggressive, but they just gave up first blood to the enemy Shadow Shaman, so it's going to be a lot tougher now.
I think before I disconnected, I saw Kaka playing the Invoker, right? So it's probably Invoker versus PA middle lane, and I see the offlaner was playing the Brew, if I'm not mistaken. I remember seeing those two before I disconnected.
So it seems like with EG, it's, you know, maybe it's just hero specific with these role swaps. And I mentioned Fear's Brew was frankly not the best the last time he played it, and I guess they just decided that, you know, Zai is more comfortable on the micro intensive heroes. So let's give that to Zai. And now that they're playing the Doom, Fear's back on that.
He's the micro player for sure. Enigma and everything else.
I think it's smart to have that kind of flexibility overall, though. So good on EG to not be too stuck in certain roles.
Yeah, looking at the lanes, they're still gonna go aggressive trialing. I think I understand this because Void, you don't want to give Void absolute free farm unless you're getting a better trade yourself. So they have to do this aggressive trialing with the Sunstrike on their side. So even with the first blood, I think they can still win the lane with some proper setup into the Sunstrike. They can take out any of the supports very, very easily.
But they'd better, because if they don't, and then you get to the mid game, you're looking at the amazing team fight of EG with underleveled supports. Mirana, Witch Doctor, not going to have access to any pulls and can't leave the lane because then the Void just gets free farm.
But looking at the other lanes as well, I think Invoker versus PA is alright for PA to farm in the lane. He does very well, I think, against Invoker, with starting with the Pearl Mansion and the Blur, the evasion. But top lane for the Brew against Doom, I think Doom would have a harder time against Brew because Brew has a lot more armor at the start, and with the passive, he's gonna have a better time than the Doom unless Doom finds a really good creep.
There's actually a good one here, though. There's the plus 4 HP regen creep.
This is one of the best creeps.
Yeah, Fear could have maybe gotten to it, except they had that fight bottom. So because his team went to defend the jungle, he wasn't really able to get over to that cramp in time.
Yeah, it's either he get this one or anyone that helps with his armor, like maybe the Tornado creep gives the aura that's plus 3 armor, or the ice armor is not that ideal yet because of the mana pool. But this is probably the best one, the Satyr, the HP regen. It's very useful for the laning phase.
So he wanted to go for the pull through here, but the Centaur actually stunned the creeps as they were going to be dragged through. So something that you will see occasionally when going for the double pull, and as a result, they're going to send a double wave back HGT's way, which is definitely some much needed experience for them.
Yeah, that pull was actually very important for him to get off, but too bad he didn't get the double pull. But at the moment, if you look at the level progression, you have level 2 on both of the supports of EG, but on HGT, the Witch Doctor is still level 1. I've seen some teams though recently, they actually prioritize on maxing the Voodoo Restoration early on, because it's so powerful in the laning phase. Let's say you're clashing 3 versus 3. The heal on 3 heroes is very strong. And it's much better getting more points on the heal compared to getting any points on the curse, the melodic, or even a higher level on the cask.
And Arrow coming through, looking for Universe. Ah, just splits the wickets. To the right of PPD, to the left of Universe. Can't find the connection. And as a result, EG still not being threatened for any kills. And it's really difficult to find these kills, Winter. They do have an Observer Ward here in the woods, but Zai with the early boots first is now working towards Arcane Boots, and he just hasn't gotten in range for a jump. PPD always sits behind Universe, and you really don't want to go on this Void at this stage. He's just too tanky.
Yeah, it's very difficult for them to kill the Void though, but if he doesn't even skill backtrack, yeah. If you look at the damage, yeah, if they land the Chaos Bolt into the arrow, into the Sunstrike, they can actually take him down from full HP. When they get at least another level on it, on the arrow probably. Now there's level 2 stun on the CK already, so I think another level on the Mirana, they actually have enough damage to take the Void down from full HP.
And it looks like Fear has finally found that creep top lane, so is losing the lane pretty hard as you would expect, but with this creep, at least we'll be able to get his level 6 without having to go heal. Tranquil Boots plus 4 regen as well from the creep. It's
I mean, the Tranquil Boots is more of the armor for Doom. Doom needs armor very badly against Brewmaster. He's right-clicking you with the crit so badly, and without armor, you're just gonna take so much damage. But they rotated Zai top to try and get his kill though. Doom is not far from his level 6. I think they need his ultimate for sure to get his
while
kill.
they're waiting, ZSMJ wants to go in bottom lane, and Universe has already used Time Lock. He's going to get pulled back in by Reality Rift, then into a 3-second stun. The arrow comes through as well. The backtrack's just on with Universe. Not yet anyway. The cask leap forward, and they will get the kill. Nicely done. Still they're waiting for the Doom top lane.
I don't think they use Sunstrike for that, right?
No.
That's weird.
He's going with the Fort Spirits. He's been using them just to try and harass Arteezy and keep up in CS.
I mean, he has full mana. Oh, there's nothing wrong using the Sunstrike to kill. You get experience anyway if you get the last hit.
One more creep. One more creep, and this is really patient from Zai.
Yeah, they know something's up. Look at the Brew, he's playing so safe.
Oh, their TP's on our supports. Pretty Hall does not have one. S does not have one. And right as they get Doom, Zai leaves the lane. So I guess they've decided not to go for this kill. Uh-oh. Arteezy's dropping almost into Sunstrike range. Just harassment with the Cold Snap Fort Spirits. But not quite enough to go for him, and this is a bit annoying for Arteezy. As the double Fort Spirits come nearer and nearer, he's really got to get some help, and that's what Zai wants to do. Only level 2, but jumping in. Arteezy goes in with the blink to start the dagger as well, but can't finish Kaka. Zai's gonna pay for this. S bought that TP, and he'll join the lane. This may prompt EG to get more aggressive bottom though, knowing that his support's missing.
But can they go more aggressive?
Yeah, it's a support Mirana.
Yeah, they can't really kill anything. Mirana is hard to kill with Leap, and CK is very tanky at the moment.
But by the way, Winter, I believe you're muted in Dota TV, so if you can turn that on, it would be really great. Oh,
Oops, I forgot.
DSMJ chasing after PPD. Now Universe jumps in, does not have his ultimate yet. He's only level 4 or 5, but PPD still gets caught by a Sunstrike. Almost dead. One more right click finishes the job. The cast bounces nicely, but now both supports are low, and that chilling touch damage is really adding up. Pretty Hall will make it out. And ZSMJ, he wants to go back in against this. Zai's quite slow. If they can just get the Chaos Knight stun, they could turn. But Universe leaps forward with the Time Walk. He just needs a bash. He hasn't gotten one yet, though. Tanks a 2-second stun. And they will end up retreating, only losing the single hero in the Witch Doctor. Kaka, Arteezy wants that crit. Where's the crit? No crit. No crit. Finally gets it, but it's not enough damage to hold the dagger. That'll end the kill. Collects a much-needed one, and with that, 35 CS to his name.
Yeah, he's actually destroying the Invoker middle lane. He's 10 CS ahead of the Invoker.
With the poor man shield and just a single point blur, it's very hard to harass PA out of lane.
He actually went for 2 points in blur. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
1
Even
point
just
early
the
on
one is a lot.
Yeah, it's very good in the lane versus Invoker. Invoker's not like one of the best heroes to really pressure the PA a lot. PA is not very worried about the Invoker harass with the Forge Spirits and stuff. He has very good armor, evasion. Doesn't really get too much trouble on that. But top lane, however, is going really well for the Brewmaster. Fear has his Midas now. It's quite a good timing since he didn't buy anything else apart from the Tranquil Boots. Just the naked Midas.
You know, Winter, the other thing is we often see teams, when a PA has been picked in the past, they'll go for something that removes evasion. So either a Lion or a Shadow Shaman for the Hex or a Void for the Chrono, but EG already had 2 of those heroes, which makes this PA a lot more effectively tanky in the game.
Three of those heroes if you can't Doom.
Yeah, even Doom, who can remove evasion. Dooming. Speaking of Doom, onto Kaka, Fear will go. They want Arteezy to get the kill. The cast will bounce, but doesn't actually go any farther than just that initial clip, which means Kaka will go down. Couldn't be denied by S in the end because of the path he took, and as the SMJ will chase. Looking for Arteezy, gets a 2-second stun, but the evasion's there for Arteezy. Zai also stunned up for the time being, so Arteezy goes in the pit, looks for the Roche deny, but Roche doesn't cooperate. No, he's just kidding. He's going off to the left. Casp will hit him, but he gets hexed. The Panda's even arrived, and Icy now doesn't have mana for his ultimate because he used to clap for that. Maybe could have gotten Zai there if he had the split, but with 4 heroes, actually 5 counting the PA from EG descending on mid. They get 2. They do lose their PA, but force everyone to rotate.
Yeah, that's why when you watch it was yesterday, was it Mo? I think it was Mo on newbie. They were playing safe lane Brew. He always gets arcane boots first before the blink, for just for specifically this reason, because if you are doing a safe lane Brew, you don't go for a bottle, and you need some form of mana regen to be able to spam your card twice or even 3 times in a fight. Usually you get to use it twice, and without an arcane boost, if you even have a naked dagger, you won't have enough mana to do your spells properly if you TP into support. Sometimes you with a magic wand upgrade, then you have enough, just enough for TP, clap, and split. But without those items, he can't have enough mana.
Yeah, unless you have the fountain region when you TP, then you might have just enough.
Or you take a few stats in some cases, but
yeah.
He actually took all 3 points in Drunken Brawler.
Yeah, which is good for dominating the lane 1v1, but in the end he didn't actually dominate it. 48 and 4 is Fear on the Doom, and he's actually the leader in network.
Because when the Shaman went top, he was just playing really safe. He was worried because he couldn't see one of the supports. Then that alone gave Fear a lot of space to catch up in the CS.
Universe, no chrono. This will prompt PPD to die to a Sunstrike, but Universe just time walks away. So a split for a kill that was happening anyway. Not really a very good usage there. Bit unfortunate.
It's okay for EG to trade off one support, like you mentioned. They're gonna take it anytime against the Primal Slate.
And I'm very worried for HGT going into the mid game. You're running a Chaos Knight against Void and PA. Primarily physical damage.
Not to mention the Doom that has Midas.
Yeah. Like, how is the CK gonna do anything in the fights? And even a hero like Brew, very difficult to get his ult off. They don't have much to protect him if he gets doomed or chronoed. He's just
They
he's
have
dead.
Wish Doctor Heal, which is really strong against the Doom, but not against the chrono.
Yeah, and certainly not against any other damage on top of those two, which they're getting in spades.
If you get Ice Blast, they don't care.
The Blade Clap will come on Arteezy, but there's just no follow-up afterwards from Icy. And he still needs those Arcane Boots. He actually went back for a bottle, which will help him a bit, but...
I think if he gets a bottle, I don't think he goes for Arcane Boots though. But I'm not sure though about the bottle. I still think Arcane Boots would be very important, but his middle lane player is an invoker that doesn't, a hero that doesn't utilize bottles. I guess it's fine to have, like, you have one person on your team to get bottles so you can actually keep the runes. It's still a good thing. And
now the push bottom lane. Universe getting aggressive here, going for the Mask of Madness, the more traditional Faceless Void build nowadays. They don't have a Chronosphere to defend this tower, and EG, worse smoke heading towards top, but don't actually find any openings. So they just push that lane in. They leave Arteezy mid to farm. And HGT, they get their Midas down Invoker, but it just seems they need to make something happen soon. Sitting back and letting EG farm is not going to cut it.
They need to make something happen because of the lineup. EG has much more stronger lineup mid to late game, whatever. Even their early game is not weak with the fighting potential of PA plus the Chronosphere and the Doom. So HGT just needs to, they need to win a fight, somehow take some objectives. It's already like 12 minutes. They haven't even gotten a good fight with the Panda split, like you mentioned. They only use it to kill one, like a solo target on the A. They haven't used it to take some objectives with the Forge Spirits. At least they win a fight, they can push a tower.
EG are getting objectives now, though. They're pushing it mid. And that's a support Shaman, but already has the wards up. Deploying the mid lane. Arrow will find him, though, and Zai probably going down to the Sunstrike follow-up. Indeed he will. But Fear marches in. He wants the wards. He wants the tower. What's he going to get? Well, will he get the last hit? The tower drops low. It actually goes the way of Zai, but EG will claim it. And HGT forced back. Now they plan to split and try to turn on Fear, but he's got the speed, or I don't know if they can run him down. They'll need a little bit more, which is this Witch Doctor ult attempting to give it. The Cyclone was there right as the Void time walked and Chronosphered in. Beautiful Cyclone, completely negating the effects of the Chronosphere, which leaves Arteezy completely on his own on the backside of the fight. But they're all quite low, the ones that are chasing him. They pull him back in with the Reality Rift. He blinks away just too quick. They can't finish the job. Now hunting for Zai instead, who does zap off the Witch Doctor with Universe's assistance. They find that kill. The Ice Blast, though, straight in, and Universe just absolutely melts to the Panda Clap and right clicks. Great Ice Blast, but there's just not follow-up here. At least not yet. And it looks like Kaka may end up retreating. No, Dagger and the burn. The burn damage from the Doom will finish him off, and with no split any longer, it looks like EG will convincingly win this fight. Take the tower, and they're still getting their levels in farm.
Yeah, you can actually see CK doesn't really do too much in those type of situations. It's very hard for him to do damage and stuff. Oh, it's just really hard. There's too much control without the BKB and stuff. And even if he has the BKB, there's still Doom and Chronosphere. I even have no idea what's the best item choice for the CK this game, so that he can actually be useful. Any item he gets is like it's still difficult for him to do anything.
Yeah, and every time they do use that split, like they're out of commission for 2 minutes, whereas it feels like EG have more heroes that can just constantly go around setting up kills. The Void Chrono's a lower cooldown.
With the Shaman, you can always set up kills with either the PA or you can just kill with the Doom. You can basically kill with any 2 heroes with the Shaman.
Well, they might get the kill here on PPD. Zai does have a Hex and wards ready, but they're just going to leave him for dead and save the wards for tower defense. Arrow was fishing, but Zai will dodge away from that.
I don't know about tower defense, LD. I think you go for tower trades with the wards.
That would be nice, but well, I guess Zai wants to. He's headed all the way back to base.
Yeah, tower defense is generally not something you want to do with Shaman wards because they can just farm it. If you're not planning to defend a tower at all, you're going to lose your wards, and it's much better to have an even 1-for-1 trade than if you try and defend your towers with the wards, unless the whole team wants to fight there. If you're just trying to stall, it's not very useful for your team.
Yeah, well, that's what I meant. If like Universe comes in and gets a good chrono, but they've just left Universe here alone. And PPD will try and slow down that push with an Ice Blast.
They have Doom, they basically have everything if they want to fight. If they want to take this fight though. Same as HGT, they have every single ulti as well.
Everything is up. Oh, except for Phantasm. It doesn't have it yet.
Man, level 1 Phantasm is like...
It's a little better now, because you have the 50% chance to get an extra illusion.
Yeah, but it's not going to do too much because you don't have too much items, and generally the early game mana pool of CK is horrible, so you don't want to be using that spell that has a lot of mana as well.
It's not great. It's just a little bit better.
He just got Doom, so it doesn't matter if you have Phantasm.
No, that's another kill for Arteezy. Dagger was collected and now works on the tier 1 tower top lane. While Universe pushes in bottom and gets the last hit here as well. He's even got Chrono ready. Kaka's got to be a little bit careful about this. I think he just flat out dies to a Chrono without backup. As I see TP's in mid. Wants to defend the tower. He'll force them off the lane. Pretty, huh? Still leap ready, and he's going to use Moonlight Shadow here. Do they engage on Arteezy? Thinking about it with the Sunstrike. He just dodges it. Then Universe arrives. That Chronosphere revealing the invisible heroes. Trying to focus on Icy, but doesn't have the damage to finish him off. Arteezy just walked like inches away from that Sunstrike. But barely lives.
Yeah, they're gonna deny the tower, but it's still a victory for EG. They took another objective and more map control. Panda split is down. They didn't really take heavy loss. They are going to be so happy about that. It's getting worse and worse for HGT. The more even or bad trades they take, it's just... I don't see them winning the game after 25-30 minutes. They can't take the fight in a late game situation. It's so difficult. Even if they get, for example, you get 4 CK illusions, there's a 50% chance. If you want to take a fight, they just drop either Ice Blast or Chronosphere on your top lane, they're gonna get the Witch Doctor.
Yeah, and the thing is, you still don't have an answer for evasion on this team. You still don't have an answer for Chronosphere, really.
Yeah, you're never gonna get an MKB on CK, that's for sure.
Yeah. By the time you get that, the game's gonna be over, and even then, you just get chronoed. It's when you pick CK in this draft, like they just needed to win that lane bottom, and giving up first blood really set them back. They still could have won it, but ultimately just didn't find enough openings. EG played it pretty defensively and really didn't die much at all. Just the one death on the
and not to mention the middle lane, man, pretty bad. PPD is gonna go down to the CK and the Invoker here. It's gonna be this pickoff means close to nothing for HGT. They didn't really gain too much from this.
Yeah, he's already got his level 7, max Chilling Touch, and the Ice Blast. From here, it's just a bonus if the Ancient Apparition can get anything more. They've got plenty of other damage sources and plenty of crowd control from the rest of the team. They are waiting near the mid lane. EG potentially going to try to contest this Roche. As soon as this wave pushes in, we may see Fear wrap around towards the pit. And they bring in more reinforcements. The Ancient Apparition arrives. Universe Chrono just came off cooldown. It's one catapult and then into the pit. The Ice Blast connects. Zai blinks forward. The Chrono's ready. Universe can drop it. It's on everyone pretty much. Catches out 3 heroes. Isolates one in the pit. So 4 heroes punished by that. The last hit on the Roche going the way of the Radiant. The Age is collected by Fear. And that is the most brutal beatdown you'll ever see. The Age is snatched. Nothing really gained by HGT.
I think that's the nail in the coffin, more or less. After that,
I'd say it wouldn't even surprise me if HGT just said GG after that, and I wouldn't even think it's too early, honestly.
It's the lineup. If you take something like that happen to your lineup against EG's lineup, you're just done. It's just how it is. It's very hard to come back against this type of lineup, and you yourself don't have much damage and DPS. Like their damage is like what, CK Illusions and Invoker sort of have spell damage and physical damage with the Forge Spirits and the Necrobooks, but I don't know, man, it's not enough against this strong triple core. This triple core from EG is so powerful. Doom, Void, and like PA.
Yeah, it only gets stronger. It's not like they're near their peak.
I mean it's not even weak in the early game. That's the problem with it. It's not even weak, but it's strong like the whole game. This sort of triple core. It's like the only weakness I think mostly in these 3 heroes is the laning phase of Void and Doom is not as good, and PA sometimes gets crushed by certain heroes in middle lane. That's about it. If you get past the early game, like 50-50, your middle game and late game is just so powerful with this triple core.
Yeah, they went aggressive tri lane, didn't find really too many kills, and they also gave Doom a 1v1 against a hero that couldn't completely shut him down. That's just a recipe for trouble.
Yeah, I was thinking they might actually put the Brew middle and Invoker at top, since Brew does a lot better against PA. I don't know. I just feel the lanes would have went better. Invoker, it's very difficult for Invoker to pressure the PA in the lane with the evasion like we saw in the lane during the first 10 minutes.
Yeah, like later on in the game when you've got double Forge Spirits, Sunstrike, and Cold Snap, then you can maybe threaten the PA for a time before the BKB, but at that phase of the game early on, you don't have much damage, your crowd control doesn't really last too long, and you don't have double Forge. You just can't harass them. I mean, you could do a little bit of chip damage, but finding a kill is quite a different matter. Okay, we'll throw the Moonlight Shadow, but this was spotted by a Radiant Observer Ward. So, not going to amount to anything here for HGT. In fact, it might cost them a lot, as Fear's waiting right near a Sentry Ward, smacking a CK Illusion. And perhaps they go on PPD. He might get caught anyway, even with the vision of that Moonlight Shadow. The Ancient Apparition ult was at least chucked onto Icy, but off with his head. Still they look to fight. Dagger in onto ZSMJ, and now Universe looks for the backline heroes. They'll quickly deal with one, and now they look for more. The Chrono finds only Kaka, but hey, it's an Invoker kill nonetheless. The rest will retreat. And it looks like S will be denied. No Doom kill there, but while they're waiting to deny him, they get more trapped. They lose Icy here as well. That's 4 down the drain. Clap, and does he bother to split? He doesn't even bother, which suggests he's ready to just GG out. 5 fall, HGT get wiped, and that's just about it, really.
It's slideshow Dota for me today.
Oh, it's going to be a very quick first bet. Coming up next, I believe we're going to have Na'Vi facing the winner of this series, so we'll get Na'Vi versus EG.
Oh, that's a very good.
And loser goes home, so there's a lot at stake here.
Yeah, Na'Vi against the new Na'Vi against the old EG.
Can
I say that?
Yeah, and they only got older since their changes. But
old man Dota.
Indeed. But who do you favor, Winter, if you had to pick a team? You saw a little bit of Na'Vi yesterday. Saw some EG best days.
I actually like the new Na'Vi playstyle more. But I'm not sure though. I think EG is much stronger as a team at the moment. Na'Vi looks really shaky yesterday against C9.
Yeah, it seems to me like Na'Vi's potential for just explosive plays might be a little bit more, and they can snowball harder.
I think with time, with more practice, they can actually be very, very good. Because they have if you look at their playstyle now, there's a distinct, you can see some personality in their playstyle. There's a character in their team playstyle. There's something that you can say, oh, this is Na'Vi.
They're just so aggressive compared to Na'Vi like a TI.
Their identity as an aggressive team is back.
That's an Axe Doom. They'll have to deny S again. He's not living through this. That's pretty funny.
You need to have a deny counter.
Feels just like, why not? It'll be cooled down by the time we actually want to fight. Although, if they push right now, he won't have it ready. That sucks, man. When the Witch Doctor just dies like that from full health with no effort, that's bad. And Arteezy will Blink Strike in almost right into the arrow, but he's got a BKB ready, so he stands his ground against ESMJ, relies on this backup from the Ancient Brush Ice Blast, but it barely misses. Now the Chrono. The Chrono's on 2, and it doesn't even catch Arteezy at Universe Chrono, ladies and gentlemen. GG. That's the nail in the coffin. Perfectly placed.
Oh, they got outclassed by EG very, very hard. I mean, the draft wasn't... I don't know, man. I didn't really like the CK.
And I didn't like it too much in game 1 either. It was too passive, too greedy, too single target heavy.
Yeah, the first game was very, very greedy. I mean, Doom safe lane to me is like... And the Bad Rider jungle is already very greedy.
Yeah, HGT with some growing pains here, but, you know, they weren't expected to win this match, that's for sure.
The second game is like... Their draft was like they need to win so much from the early game, which is very hard. I feel that's why I agree with you. Having the Shadow Demon means their lane is much better. Shadow Demon, Mirana, and the Witch Doctor compared to the CK. I mean, CK without the Wiz is just like a man without legs. He's like broken or handicapped.
Jeez, yeah, it's true though. Like, and they didn't even have like a great, you know, like an Earthshaker Ancient Apparition duo to go with the CK, which we used to see occasionally. Like, something to make the CK a little bit better at chasing and finding kills. But, well, Winter, in the end, HGT lose the series 2-0. Coming up next, we've got EG facing Na'Vi, guys. Best of 3. Remember, we do have 2 streams going here at Beyond the Summit. Over on BTS2, Malt is casting LGD versus LGD C-Deck. If that match is over, they will be playing, I believe, Newbie for the next round. So, guys, stay tuned. More Dota 2 action here as WC try to continues after this.